Yo, what is going on, Vulcan Turtle family? I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Well, I had a different video lined up for today. I was going to do Koraidon, but I didn't realize that PALDEA Evolved was coming out today on PTCGL. So we're going to cover a list from PALDEA Evolved pretty much for the rest of the next couple weeks, really. It's mostly going to be that, but today we're going to be looking into Ting-Lu EX and see what that deck is all about. A big thank you to PTCGO Store for sponsoring the channel. You guys can check out the link in the description where you can use code VulcanTurtle at checkout to save 5% on your order for your code card needs for PTCGO or PTCGL. Thank you again, PTCGO Store, for sponsoring the channel. Thank you, Fantasy TCG, for sponsoring the channel. If you guys want to go and save money on IRL product, check out the link in the description to save 5% on your order with coupon code VulcanTurtle to get all your IRL PTCG needs. Thank you again, Fantasy TCG, for sponsoring the channel. Ting-Lu EX. Now, this is one of the newest cards out of PALDEA Evolved and one of the most talked about next to Chien-Pao. Ting-Lu EX is a basic EX Pokemon, 240 HP, with an amazing ability called Cursed Land. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's Pokemon in play that have any damage counters on them have no abilities except for Pokemon EX. Then he also has an attack for 3 fighting energy, 150 damage, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So basically, you're locking your opponent out of using their abilities except for Pokemon EXs. There's not a lot of very influential Pokemon EX out there besides maybe Gardevoir, and Gardevoir can probably be an issue, but Ting-Lu itself is a fantastic card. You're going to have a bunch of really good matchups with this. So what are we pairing this with? Well, the energy requirement's a little much, so we're pairing it with Koraidon EX. It has Dino Cry, where once during your turn, you may attach up to 2 basic fighting energy cards from your discard pile to your basic fighting Pokemon in any way you like. If you use this turn, your ability ends. It's a good way to set up your Pokemon. It's a good way to make sure that you have all those energies in play, so that way your Ting-Lu can start attacking. Also, Koraidon EX itself is not a bad attacker, 220 damage, then it can't attack next turn. But how are we getting damage counters all over the place? Well, we do have 2 copies of Hawlucha. It has Flying Entry, where once it's put into play from your hand to the bench, you're going to be able to put a damage counter on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. So kind of like a double Zigzagoon ping. We got 2 of those, and we can also move around damage counters with Radiant Alakazam. This Painful Spoon says once during your turn, you may move up to 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another one of their Pokemon. So if there's a Pokemon in play that doesn't have any damage counters on it, Radiant Alakazam can do a lot of messing around, just locking your opponent out of the game pretty much. And lastly, we have Squawkabilly. It's one of the newest cards and one of the most missed opportunities when it comes to naming an ability. Squawk and Seize is the ability. Once during your turn, you may discard your hand and draw 6 cards. You cannot use more than 1 Squawk and Seize ability during your turn. So basically, it's a way to like kind of use a supporter without using a supporter, dumping your hand, drawing 6 more, get a little bit further in the deck on your first turn. It's really, really good. And the missed opportunity here is they should have called it Squawkabilly. Squawkabilly would have been so good. Now, for the actual cards, the trainer cards, item cards, all that good stuff, we have 3 copies of Escape Rope. Sometimes you want to switch around. We've got 4 copies of Gutsy Pickaxe. This is a card that has not seen a ton of play, but it's perfect in this list. You get to reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a fighting energy card, you could attach it to one of your benched Pokemon. If it's not, you get to just put it in your hand. So it's kind of like free draw. We do have 4 copies of Nest Ball, so we can get set up, and we have 4 copies of Switch Cart. We're playing nothing but basic Pokemon, so switching around is quite easy with this list. 4 copies of Ultra Ball for that consistency and to kind of get those fighting energy in the discard a little early. We have 1 copy of Collapsed Stadium, because if we do have that Squawkabilly down for a little bit, we can get rid of it with a Collapsed Stadium. 3 copies of Gapejaw Bog, really good card. Put it onto the field, and then any Pokemon that comes into play will take 2 damage counters so long as Gapejaw Bog is here, and that's a good way to shut down abilities instantly. We have 2 copies of Boss's Orders and 3 copies of Iono. Iono is one of the newest cards in the game, and it is going to see a ton of play, so definitely get your hands on them as fast as possible. Iono says each player shuffles their hand and puts it at the bottom of their deck. If either player put cards at the bottom of their deck in this way, each player draws a card for each of their remaining prize cards, so it is a very, very good disruption. And speaking of disruption, we've got 3 copies of Judge. You want to disrupt your opponent a lot here. And we've got 4 copies of Research. To round out the list of trainers, we have 2 copies of Bravery Charm. This is basically a Cape of Toughness reprint, but what it's going to do is it's going to turn our Ting-Lus into 240 HP behemoths into 290 HP behemoths. And as for the energy, we've got 13 basic fighting energy. So that is the list. So let's just get into a couple games. I'm so excited that PALDEA Evolved is here. All right, guys, here we go into our very first game with Ting-Lu. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Is Ting-Lu gonna be a worthy deck of the meta? Do you think it's going to see a lot of play, or do you think it's just kind of like hyped, too much hype that it's not going to live up to the expectation? I know in Japan it hasn't been doing all too well. Chien Pao, I think in Taiwan, there was 2 top 8 Chien Pao lists, and we're going to cover that here soon. But we'll see how it goes with the Ting-Lu list. All right, got a Koraidon and literally nothing else. That is very, very, very unfortunate. Yeah, that is not good because we're not going to be able to Dino Cry, so yikes. And we're up against Chien Pao. Okay. Nest Ball. Okay, you know what? We're chilling. Let's go get a Squawkabilly. We can set down Gapejaw Bog. That's fine. It does suck to lose a lot of these resources, but hey, we need to do it. Squawk and Seize here. Gets us even more nothing. Can the Gutsy Pickaxe get us anything? Wow, it's just literally nothing. Okay, well, I guess we're going to attach to Koraidon and Dino Cry onto Koraidon. Very well. That is horrible. No good start. Maybe we can sweep this with just Koraidon. You never know. You never know. It's possible, right? Anything's possible. We do know for a fact that we could just KO this Chien Pao, though. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. They sit down that Palkia before they got rid of the Gapejaw Bog. So if we do get a Ting-Lu in the active, Palkia is not going to be able to utilize its V-Star ability, which is very, very nice. Okay, they are attaching to the Palkia. Gonna Iono us here. Actually kind of grateful for it. Though 2 of those Switch Carts do go to the bottom of the deck, and that's not great. 2 more Switch Carts, and we did find a Nest Ball. So, hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see here. Got an Ultra Ball. Not much else going on, though. Let's go ahead and attach a Bravery Charm to Koraidon. Give it 280 HP. Make it a little bit tougher to knock out. We're going to use Nest Ball. We'll get Ting-Lu. Get that homie down onto the bench. And, yikes, I'm going to have to Iono again, aren't I? Yep, we're going to Iono. We are going to Iono. See if we can draw anything good here. You know what? Not actually all that bad. We can knock out this Chien Pao for sure. We've got an attachment for the turn. Let's go ahead and Ultra Ball. We'll get rid of the Ting-Lu and the Nest Ball, so we can get a Hawlucha. We'll go ahead and ping some damage down. I wanted to wait until we saw like a Frigibax, but honestly, getting these down is probably not the worst idea. And yeah, we'll just go straight for a knockout here against Chien Pao EX. 280 is a lot to hit. It's a lot to hit. So we'll see if our opponent can actually get there. Chien Pao can actually explode quite easily too. That's the one scary thing. It's very, very efficient at getting huge KOs. But right now, not so much, because they don't really have a way to go about doing it besides maybe going with Palkia's ability. Guess we'll find out. We'll find out. We will find out. Heavy Ball coming into play here. What are they looking for? There's the Frigibax. There is the Frigibax. And an Irida as well. Okay. Well, we do have the second Hawlucha in hand, so we could shut down the abilities here soon. That is something that we could 100% do. We just want to make sure that we can actually attack with Ting-Lu before we put it in active. We don't want this thing to be too squishy. Don't want it to get hurt too fast. Hey, whoa, you got rid of my Bravery Charm, dude. Chill. Okay. Let's see here. We can attach for the turn. We know that we can't actually attack next turn. But we do have a Switch Cart, so what we could do, this Skater Park's actually saving us. We could Switch Cart out of Koraidon into Hawlucha, attach, retreat. This energy will go back into our hand and be able to swing with another Koraidon. So honestly, that probably could be the route that we take here. And then we could judge our opponent as well. That would be very, very nice. But see, if Ting-Lu was all set up, none of these Pokemon would be able to draw. None of these Pokemon's abilities would work. All right, let's see what they decide to do. They're giving us the Palkia here. Okay, very well. We'll take it, baby. We'll take it. So we can't attack. So let's go ahead and switch cart into Hawlucha. Go ahead and attach for the turn. We can retreat. That energy will come back to our hand thanks to Skater's Park. Put down Koraidon. We will now play down Hawlucha. We will put more damage counters all over the board. We'll put one here and we'll put one here. And we will judge. Let's see if we can get any good draws. A Gutsy Pickaxe. Can we get an energy? Oh, we get an escape rope? Yikes. No energy, but that's not too shabby. That's fine. We'll go ahead and just wild impact here. Not really showing off the Ting-Lu, but we are showing off the power of a Koraidon with all the new PALDEA Evolved cards. That's for sure. That Squawkabilly, I'm going to keep doing that, I swear. That Squawkabilly being able to set up for us so that way we can Dino Cry very efficiently is very, very nice. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, and a Lost City coming into play now. Maybe this deck could utilize something like Raihan in the future. Raihan could be pretty solid if you do get knocked out. One scary thing, too, is if our opponent does use Moonlight Shuriken, they can double knock out our Hawluchas here. But honestly, the damage is already kind of done. There is the Baxcalibur, so they are going to be able to accelerate some energies if they get any energies in hand. They do need a Palkia V-Star, and there's all the energies. They need a Palkia V-Star, though. We'll see if they can get there. I mean, they could just Hydro Break for 200. That is something they 100% could do. But I think the threat of the Ting-Lu alone is kind of like making our opponent go, uh-oh, what do I do? Where am I allocating these resources? They need one more energy on that Chien-Pao, and they are going to get there. Oh, they're choosing not to retreat. They're choosing not. Okay, you know what? We'll take it. This is game one. This is game. Easy peasy. Next game, we'll definitely get something that shows off the power of the Ting-Lu for sure. For now, this is just not that game. It's just the power of the Koraidon and the possible threat of the Ting-Lu. Yep, there goes Koraidon doing that wild impact for 220, getting the KO. Ting-Lu, you've done nothing, but you did scare our opponent out of making a very good play. They might have thought that you could stop them from doing something. So, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. All right, everybody, here we go into our next match. We are up against an opponent called Semper Fi. Yo, Semper Fi to you too, brother. Let's see here. I guess going first is still pretty solid in all honesty. I really like going first, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to go first. So that is a little sad, a little upsetting, but it is okay. It is okay. Going second is a part of the game sometimes. So we'll see. Can we get anything good here? Good opening start. It's not the best, but we do at least have two Ting-Lu. So that is something that we can really appreciate. And it is Miraidon. Okay. Miraidon. This deck is severely weak to fighting types. We'll see if we're actually able to, like, get our opponent unable to, like, do anything, though. There's not, like, many Pokemon. I guess, like, the Flaffies, if this is the Flaffy version, or even, like, the Regieleki VMAXs. That is something that we could stop the abilities of. It's almost like every deck has a Pokemon that they really rely on the ability for. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. What version are we playing against here? It looks like it is the Regieleki version. So we could block those abilities. No problem. And because of our bulk, we have 240 HP. If we stop the Regielekis from actually being able to use their abilities because of Ting-Lu, the max Raikou can swing is 220, leaving us alive, which is very nice. But we'll see if we can actually pop off during this turn. I'm having some concerns about that possibility. And we'll see. We will see. We do have a judge in hand, so we are going to be able to at least do something. A boss's orders doesn't really get us anywhere. Let's go ahead and attach for the turn. And yeah, I guess we're just going to judge. We're just going to judge. Okay, I don't hate this, actually. Gapejaw Bog could stop their beach court. But in all honesty, I think I'm going to Ultra Ball here. And get my Squawkabilly. I wonder if Squawkabilly works if you have no cards in hand. Okay, it does. Fantastic. So we're going to draw a bunch of cards here. Let's go ahead and Gutsy Pickaxe. Nice. We actually did get an energy there. Unfortunately, you can't attach to the active. That is one big downside. We'll put a Bravery Charm on our Ting-Lu, and we'll go for Hawlucha. And we will go ahead and start putting some damage counters on these Regieleki V. So now their abilities will be turned off when they become the VMAX. And even if they try to escape rope out of this, we'll just go into the other Ting-Lu. 290 HP is nothing to scoff at either. The only downside here is we are not able to attack next turn. Unless we get lucky with a really good pickaxe, we're not really going to be able to attack next turn. We got to hit a pickaxe plus attach for turn, and we got to find a switch card. And we've got 4 retreat costs, which is insane. That is so much. But yeah, these Regieleki VMAXs, their abilities no longer working. All thanks to Ting-Lu being in the active spot here. So let's see. And also fleet-footed could possibly not work if we put some damage counters around. So that is something that we could also stop, the extra draws. Like, you can literally stop everything with Ting-Lu. It's just crazy. Okay. We did find a switch cart, but we did not find a pickaxe, which is unfortunate. So we're going to go ahead and research here. No pickaxe yet again. No pickaxe. And no energy in the discard either. So we can't Koraidon. I will set up another Ting-Lu. That seems fine. What do I want to use this Nest Ball for? We can go ahead and Nest Ball anyway. You know what? We can get the Radiant Greninja, or the Radiant Alakazam. Radiant Alakazam's a pretty good card in this list. Go ahead and grab him. And, yeah, we'll pass. We will pass. A little unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. And we'll see what our opponent does next. And there's a fleet-footed, drawing 1 card here. I could actually boss out this Regieleki and get a KO on it. We could actually do that because we do swing 150. 150 damage. Yeah, I like this deck because the cool thing is, like, being able to shut off your opponent's abilities is extremely good, but also you have so much bulk that, like, what could they do, you know? Like, what can they actually do to you? Not much, not much. All right, here we go. Ting-Lu now in the active spot. We're going to start swinging with the Ting-Lu. If I had another Pokemon to put down, this Collapsed Stadium would be so good right now. So good. But unfortunately, we do not have another Pokemon to put down. Let's just go on ahead and boss out this Regieleki VMAX. It does have the Forest Seal Stone on it, which they haven't used yet. So very nice to actually get rid of that here. And we will put 20 damage counters on... Let's put it on a Raikou. We can put that on a Raikou so they can't fleet foot with it. And we'll take 3 prize cards. Easy day. There's a Koraidon. There's a Koraidon. Although at this point, we're just swinging and swinging and swinging. And none of their Pokemon can OHKO this Ting-Lu. So we're just chilling. We are just chilling. Now, they could boss out this Squawkabilly, which would be terrible. But I am going to put down this Koraidon and the Collapsed Stadium so we can get rid of the Squawkabilly. And here's Miraidon. Okay, and they're going to judge us. Well, there goes our Koraidon and our Collapsed Stadium, so rip that. Double Pickaxe, though? Double Pickaxe could actually be decent. I was kind of wishing they get me into my my other boss. Because that would be pretty good. Oh, chill, homie, chill. But here's the cool thing, right? Normally, they would get a knockout here because of Transistor, but they don't because Transistor is shut off. So we survive yet another turn. Absolutely bonkers deck. Gutsy Pickaxe gets us nothing. Gutsy Pickaxe again does get us an energy, so we're a little ahead there. I could just go for KO. 100% could just go for KO. We're going to use Painful Spoons to move one of the damage counters from this Raikou onto this Regieleki. Don't need that thing doing anything crazy on us now. And Yeah, I think it's just best if we go for KO here, right? We could go for Koraidon. Nah, Koraidon's probably not great right now. We will Nest Ball to get Koraidon, though. We will get that. Because we know we have enough natural bulk to survive. Use a Koraidon next turn, and then swing for game. So yeah, we're just going to go for the Curse Land here. 300 damage to the Miraidon, and we'll put 20 damage counters on this Raikou here. So now nothing on board has abilities except for this Miraidon EX over here. So we're chilling. We are just straight chilling. They are going to knock out this Ting-Lu, which is pretty unfortunate. Sad days there. But we do have so much natural bulk that it's really not that big of a deal. Another Regieleki EV coming into play. We do have access to another Hawlucha thanks to the Ultra Ball here. So we're still chilling. We will put Hawlucha in the active. We do have a Switch Cart. So just in case we get a pickaxe. I'm going to research. Do we have any pickaxe left is the question. We've got 2 right there. 1 right there. Yikes. That is yikes. You know what? We will just go ahead and switch into Ting-Lu. We will Ultra Ball. Getting rid of this and this. And we will grab Hawlucha. We need to hit our Collapsed Stadium. Yes, I would love to use Flying Entry. We'll go ahead and ping a damage counter there and 1 more here. And we'll research. Ah, no Collapsed Stadium. That is a rip. That is a rip. All right, not that big of a deal, though. We'll put down Gapejaw Bog. And we will... Yeah, we'll Dino Cry. We will Dino Cry. We'll see if our opponent does have a boss's orders in hand. If they do, they just take the game because we do have that Squawkabilly. Unfortunately, we could not find our Collapsed Stadium, but if we did, we would have been pretty golden because we could have thrown it away. Yeah, they had the boss. They had the boss. So that is the one downside to the Squawkabilly. The one big downside of the Squawkabilly. And the other thing, too, is like this card is so expensive to play with 3 fighting energy. It's a little hard to actually get that going, especially in the later game. So unfortunately for us, yeah, we take the loss there to an unfortunate boss. So what do you guys think of Ting-Lu? I think it's an interesting card. It's definitely going to see some play for sure. You saw in the second game how you can pretty much lock out your opponent's abilities and survive longer than you probably normally should have. Being able to lock out your opponent's abilities, especially in the later half of the game where they're trying to use those in order to accelerate their board state or get more energies on board or what have you, being able to stop them from doing that and also making sure that they continuously camp by having 2 Ting-Lus. So even if they try to like escape rope out, just promote another Ting-Lu. Honestly, I think it's a really cool and interesting deck. I think it's going to see a lot of play, maybe a lot of play. We'll see how it develops over time, but it's fun. It's interesting. Definitely give it a shot. Check out the description where you guys can check out the full list that I have here, and let me know in the comments what you did to make changes to it to make it better. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, stay safe and be kind.